Time I was down and out, had to bring grinding back. Doing the drills and working the wheel, you grinding that. You know what it be. Playing this here for the keys. Had to make up with a feast, a family to feed. Third quarter with a trophy to be. EA got me in the game now. Breathe down with the gang now. They're here with a lane now. My home second with a rain now. Legendary on the field. Kind of drip and skill. It's the house that's built. Ain't nothing to the heel.
Come on, you the people's house in the bedroom. It's a waste of money. Yeah, bro. Damn, you don't have any fun. What do you call this?
Tonight, from FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland, it's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. As we'll see Carson Wentz and the Washington football team versus Drew Lock and the Denver Broncos.
The sun has gone down and the mercury going down as well. To be expected, I guess, here on an autumn night just outside of D.C. at FedEx Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and the Washington football team. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Fielded in the end zone, and he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. Leading the charge under center will be their 6'5" quarterback, Carson Wentz.
Not only does he look the part, he plays it as well. Tall, prototypical-looking pocket passer with better athletic ability than what people think. Gets outside of the pocket and makes big plays downfield.
I can't believe you repeated what I told you about Cam. No, Gina, I cannot believe you told on something I told you. See, hey, Cam, you told me how you got all the way over here. Hey, what are you talking about? How could you go on the air and tell everyone the Cam was that represent a brain? Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Wentz now on first down. A very quick pass to Ridley. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. To throw, it's Wentz. And the Broncos get there and take him down. By Chase. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down.
And leads to third down.
Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. So here are the Broncos backed up to start their initial drive. They will be led out by a second-round pick in 2019. Out of Missouri, it's Drew Lock.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside, everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early.
He's got a man, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 39 yards there, a big one. Well, that'll help get you out of danger. So much for playing it conservatively back towards your own goal line.
That aggressive mentality, sometimes you can use it, and they did there against a defense who probably thought to themselves, there's no way they take a shot here this deep in their own territory.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, do I have that dagger play? Do I have that play and just finish them off right now? Because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
Right back to Dobbins on first. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Denver has a first down on the 15-yard play. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give him the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Tackle made there by Chidobe Awuzie. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
That is caught at the 7. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. First down Broncos.
He had a bunch of injuries. So.
Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up second and goal.
Brings up second and goal.
They'll try to run with Dobbins. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. J.K. Dobbins. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken in the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. They put it last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down.
Boy is healthy. I think he can do so.
Second and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the
He'll be brought down by the Broncos.
He healthy. He's going to be all right.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz call and you still cover the screen, that allows your blitzers to get there.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on third down. Throwing is Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack.
That was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns.
It's caught inside the 25. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
Touchdown.
Jerry Jeudy with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Broncos able to show off their quick strike ability.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded in the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They ran it twice, they punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Now on 2nd and 13. Wentz. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 15 yards on the play. First down.
With this one. At the 37-yard line.
Here's Gurley now out of the gun. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little...
Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. And he's taken down, but not before he gets to the Broncos' 6-yard line. A big run there by Gurley. 52 yards. Washington with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
A pickup of 2. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Now they'll throw it. Wentz. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line.
A 5-yard loss. Sets up
2 minutes to play. First half. It's 14-0. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Wentz now on 3rd and goal. The quick slant caught. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Zach Ertz, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And Washington able to make this a close game again.
A good tight end is a heck of a weapon for any quarterback, especially when you're able to create some mismatches. Sometimes they work against a linebacker, sometimes they work against a smaller defensive back. But when they find it, they go to it, and it often results in touchdowns.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Taken in at the 3. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
And the focus shifts back to Jerry Jeudy and his Bronco teammates, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but his shredding defense is getting big yardage with each.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one good for 37 yards.
Able to hit on a big play right there in the 2-minute drill. And now they've got a chance to use all the remaining clock and build on their lead right before halftime.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. And then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they got to go out there and get a spark.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Raiders. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
They'll run. It's Dobbins. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
Touchdown.
J.K. Dobbins with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game. And the Broncos will extend their lead.
Will Lutz.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half, and that'll give us momentum going into the second half, give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this carries into the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Wentz under pressure again, and down he goes again. Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year, and look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine if he has a big game here. If so, he can vault himself right into the #1 spot.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL.
She said, come on home.
We'll
Come on, why
begin
did
at
you
Bank of
done?
America Stadium.
Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter.
The boy said he got to finish your name every
Broncos
boy.
with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway.
Come on home.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Down home blue.
24-yard line.
I got the down home blue.
Offensive unit here as they'll have it
Every time I get a little ching-a-lang,
good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
niggas try to take it out my pocket.
Staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half.
Down home
Be
blue.
prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
While I quit asking questions, just make the
3
goddamn
yards on that
trip.
last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
With the down home blue.
From the gun, it's Locke. Oh, he'll air this one deep, and that's caught inside the 35. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Jerry Jeudy, his 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Broncos will add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Out comes the Washington offense as we get a look at the playoff race in the NFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now?
And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now, there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wentz. And he finds McLaurin. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Washington.
They got hurt in like the 2nd quarter last week, didn't
with touchdown number 7 on the year. And Washington able to close the gap just a bit. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the 2nd half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. It's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back.
And got his man complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Jerry Jeudy, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Broncos push further out in front. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. Man, one play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Washington offense heading out. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Wentz to throw. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
So what are you going
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he went backward. yards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
This is taken at the 23. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And the focus shifts back to Jerry Jeudy and his Bronco teammates. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way
Jingle bells.
bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought.
It's on open. They probably
Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. 27 yards there, a 1st down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you're talking about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in his performance.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11. His big game continues. Already has the 3 touchdown grabs, tacking on some more yardage and a 1st down.
And how precise has his route running been in this game? We just saw him get open yet again. He's also made adjustments as the defense has tried to really stop him.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Here comes Hamler on the jet sweep. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Take the house with we're jolly. La 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 la.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Block working out of the gun. Got a man. It's Jeudy complete. And he will have a Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. Back now at FedEx Field. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Here comes Hamler on the jet sweep. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Now a carry for Dobbins. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the 1st down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They'll try and run for him. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow. Talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some
pressure gets to him and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
And with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now on second down, this is Gurley. And this Bronco defense really selling out to stop the run, and it pays off. They get him behind the line twice in a row. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Another carry now for Gurley. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
A very good return that time. 18 yards. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. And the focus shifts back to Jerry Jeudy and his Bronco teammates. And he is just 1 reception away from 10 in this game. I don't know what they need to do defensively, but something has to be altered, does it not?
I know that whenever we tried to cover...
And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way home for a Bronco score. Jerry Jeudy with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Broncos will extend their lead. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just 1 play resulting in the touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken in the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep him warm. He might need a massage from the trainer.
And the Broncos get there and take him down.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
The pressure gets to him again.
Carson Wentz sacked.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And this is going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And the focus shifts back to Jerry Jeudy and his Bronco teammates. What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right. And let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral. Because this doesn't just happen by accident. This isn't 4 times where the defense just falls down or breaks coverage. He's worked awfully hard, changing routes, changing areas, changing angles, and getting open for touchdown.
We knew he'd be part of the game plan in a big way, and it has been in a very big way. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Going jet sweep, here's Campbell. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
To throw it is Locke. Oh, he'll air this one deep. That's caught inside the 20. Oh, now he's stripped. He lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
7. Brings up 3rd and inches.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. They give him 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal. They probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Locke going to throw it here, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
Justice, no peace.
Locke now on 3rd and goal. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And they're going to go for this thing. They're not going to leave anything to chance. They're going to roll the dice on 4th and goal. They'll go for it. It's Locke. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And Washington will have it on a turnover on downs. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. This one caught by Ridley. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. One final try now for Wentz. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete, as time has run out on this football game.
42.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Denver, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year. And they will get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Las Vegas Raiders. Meanwhile, for Washington, they can ill afford to drop too many more as they fall to 7-6 on the year. And they'll get a home date next week against the Detroit Lions. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
And long last, we praise Jesus. You little king in the whole wide world. Brothers trust and clean your teeth. Nah, you're too early. Look here. I don't care what you brothers are selling. Take your humpback dog and go on back to bed. Son of God. Tie me up in chains, I get to the pain. Okay, right. Hey, can I get you guys anything? You know,
They say call and let go. I know I got an antidote to retain some kind of self-control. Look inside my head through a telescope. You were raised so the calls from a telephone. No sense of smile, maybe still a joke. Holding back your shit, singing minimal syllables.
All right.
Look at me, at the asylum. Was a fateful mistake, was a timing. Get a pause in my mind, don't get much love. If you want to my head, come and call me up. You look like a twisted Robin Hood. You take from the rich and the poor and us. Wearing diamond shoes where you walk your pubs in a town you create where there ain't no love.
To give us all hope and to keep us